In David Roy, Paul Longoria here in the broadcast booth. Filling in tonight, not our normal forte. We did that last night and didn't go the way of the Maroons. Austin High losing to Lake Travis. Hoping tonight for, I would say, look, we're filling in on the Westwood side. We, as the broadcast crew, don't necessarily have a dog in the race, so to speak, or a horse in the race. We just want it competitive.
We just want a good game. Want to call it a good game.
We've seen a few lopsided games lately. We'll take competitive. And on the Vista Ridge side, as the Rangers take the field here, it has to be competitive from their side of things. Their playoff lives hang in the balance. They need a win. They need some help. But a win goes a long way towards securing a playoff spot here tonight.
Well, just to piggyback on that, they've got good people that can help them because they're looking at, we discussed it beforehand, they're kind of in a dogfight, particularly with Round Rock, to try to get one of those 4 playoff spots, and Round Rock has got to take on Vandegrift.
Yeah.
And so that's going to be a big game, and then McNeil has to take on Hutto. So the two teams have, Vista Ridge is battling for playoff survival. Those two teams are taking on the top 2 teams in the district.
Yeah, so you have that element to it, that it adds a layer of excitement, adds a layer of tension to this side of things. We'll see how tense Vista Ridge really feels. The Westwood side of things, hey, it's senior night. So for a lot of these kids, band parents, football parents, cheer parents alike, this is it. A lot of sacrifice, 4 different years of having to be out here, going to games, waking up 5 a.m., hitting the weights, going to the weight room, going to the early practices. Of course, down here you also have the midnight practices that you start as soon as you physically possibly can. You add that element of it to it as well. It all coalesces to a season that has not really gone Westwood's way. They come in tonight, they're 3-6 on the season. Not what they were hoping for, but the flip side to it becomes you now have an opportunity to take Vista Ridge, their playoff hopes, and smash them.
Yes.
Right here, right now, tonight through 4 quarters. That's a really big opportunity. That's a really big motivator for a lot of these kids and a lot of these teams that would like to at least have that to hang their hat on at the end of the night.
Yeah, I mean, you get to a game like this, and you're looking for any sort of motivation. And again, playoffs are not on their radar, but as you mentioned, a chance to keep Vista Ridge out of the playoffs. And when you're talking about these school districts, I can imagine there's a lot of kids on both sidelines that have grown up playing against each other, know each other, and they probably go back years, back to when they were in elementary and middle school, going against each other, whether it was school organizations or outside youth organizations. So there's some that they want to play for. There are probably some guys across the field they want to maybe kill their playoff chances.
Gives you a little bit of bragging rights going into next season's matchup. Cooper Waits, one of the captains out here for Westwood, the junior quarterback, and he's had a pretty good season for Westwood. We saw him earlier this year. Looked really good playing against Austin High. Of course, as the season has unwound, that's a really good Austin High defense to go up against, a really good pass rush in particular. So for him to navigate that puts Westwood in a pretty good opportunity here tonight. And, of course, Waits only a junior, so he will get to come back and be a part of things next season. He is going to lose a few seniors, though, in the wide receiver core at the tailback spot as we get things situated here for you tonight.
Beautiful night here for football out in
just before the cold front comes in and the temperatures drop.
And the 30-mile-an-hour winds. And, yeah.
Well, it's funny that you should mention that because it went out this morning and throughout the day, I'm like, man, that wind kind of feel it picking up. That front's starting to come in. It seems to have somewhat settled down a little bit here this evening as we get set up here tonight. The color guard gets walked out onto the field here.
Beautiful night for football.
playoffs start next week. We've talked about how important it is for Vista Ridge, what they have at stake. Some teams, a.k.a. Bowie in particular, get the week off.
That's right.
They get the week to prep, right? Somehow the schedule makers. And it's funny talking to the Vista Ridge crew beforehand, the differences between a 17 district like what Austin High and Bowie and them have compared to a 9-team district like what this amounts to.
Yeah.
Now, the national anthem tells you that football is just moments away here from the Kelly Reeves Athletic Complex, one of the, I would say, premier high school stadiums in the area, certainly one of the prettier ones when you pull up to it and you pull around to the complex, and certainly older as well. You can see the concrete side of things.
They've had some big playoff games out here.
They'll have some more this season,
I'm
sure.
They'll have some more this season. I was out here a few years ago. I saw Westlake and Cibolo Steel one year, then came back and saw Westlake and North Shore. And Westlake knocked off North Shore. Big stadium,
yeah.
Big crowd, or can hold big crowds.
Well, we have Westwood, who, when I was with them as, Austin High and we played them, I refer to them as the knockoff UT. Okay, just from the uniforms. Nobody get too excited or anything. It's just the resemblance is uncanny. Okay, that's the only way I can refer to it. Well, Westwood's going to get set to kick this away from the looks of things, and that means that Vista Ridge, with their playoff lives on the line, will get set to receive.
We did a season long of Austin High and saw the teams in that district. And
sure.
So taking a look at this game tonight, these will be the two districts that match up in that first round.
Yeah. Gives you kind of a sneak peek.
Yeah.
And it's funny, too, that you should mention that, because Vista Ridge earlier this season, one of their non-district games was against a Bowie team that did make the playoffs. Westwood, obviously, we just talked about, they played Austin High. So you have these two teams, at the very least, getting a sneak peek of that district. Vandegrift, Dripping Springs played earlier this year. That was a big upset at the time, too, to see that Dripping Springs was able to knock off Vandegrift. As we get you started, kick is away. This one, a short little pooch kick that'll bounce at the 24-yard line before it is returned. And just out to about the 29.
Just a short pooch kick gave the coverage team a chance to get down there and make a quick tackle.
Well, that'll give us our first look at Caden Arno Sr., the senior, I should say. Man, that almost threw me off. I see senior next to these names, and for a second I'm like thinking, man, I'm reading NFL names here a little bit. We got seniors out here, and it's like, wait a minute, that's not right. He is a senior. So Arno trying to get set here, and a nice little give to the inside. That'll only pick up a yard or two. They'll give him 2 out across to the 32-yard line. So it'll be 2nd and 8. for this offense. Arno, Mason Keene, the tailback. Rather the H, and he's the man that came in motion. Flags come flying in here. A little early movement.
Vista Ridge does not get the free play. It looked like there was contact on Westwood defenders jumping in. Vista Ridge going with the hard count, so they'll pick up a free 5 yards. But, that quarterback likes to have that free play. Because you're just throwing it downfield. It's free. It's like a mulligan in golf.
Well, it's a big 5 yards. Changes the dynamic from 2nd and 8 to 2nd and 3. Snap, Arno. Quick fire out here to the near side. Pass caught. Oh. And then a hard hitting tackle by this Westwood defense. Deshaun Castillo was able to pick up the first down. Just got enough before he gets clotheslined.
Boy, Castillo came downhill. Make that play. I thought the Vista Ridge receiver would pop it to the outside, but he took it back inside and paid a bit of a price.
Jack Kelly, the linebacker, with a hard hit. Like he was trying to take the helmet off. Arno, swing pass out here. That is caught and out of bounds at the 45-yard line. Quinn Sizitowski. I had to check my pronunciations that Rob was kind enough to send us to make sure I got the name right.
Got them all right.
Got to get it right. And he does pick up a nice gain. About 6, 2nd and 4. They'll go right back to him, and he will not get nearly time. Only about a yard.
So far, kind of been tough sledding going against that right side of the Westwood defense. It is early, but made a couple of nice plays and run defense.
Picks up 2. It'll be 3rd and 2. They'll set up trips here to the near side, bottom of your screen. Receivers coming in motion. And the give. Sizitowski able to lunge ahead, and he will convert out to the 48-yard line.
Boy, Westwood had a chance to stop him in the backfield. He did just a nice job, put his that left foot in the dirt and cut straight up. Avoided the tackle and got the first down.
Just diving effort there, that last sort of gasp to the play. Trips to the right here again for Arno with Sizitowski set to his right hip. I'll make a quick change at the line. That play clock winding down under 10 seconds here. Arno finally snaps it. He'll look. Dancing to his right. He's got a lot of room. He's just going to tuck it and run. Takes a hard hit standing up, but he will pick up 5.
Nice coverage in the secondary there, but quarterback did a good job of getting what he could.
Castillo will come off the field for Vista Ridge. Looked like Pagel came in. So it brings up 2nd down. Motion Pagel out. Snap. Give. Sizitowski surging forward. And he's got a first down.
Good hard running there. Got to that 2nd level and was met by a Westwood defender. He just ducked his head. Plowed forward for 2 more yards. Get the first down.
Pagel came off the field, as did Sizitowski. Spikes in now at the tailback spot. For 1st and 10. Snap. Give. Spikes. Able to pick his way down to the 35-yard line.
Vista Ridge just methodically moving the ball downfield. Starting at their own 25. Now inside the 35 of Westwood. Doing a little bit of both, running and passing.
But not a lot of shots downfield. They're just keeping it right around the line
Short,
of scrimmage.
Yeah, short.
Deepest pass of the day for Arno. It's at the sticks, and it is caught for a first down. Mason Keene able to convert for the Rangers of Vista Ridge.
Nice pass, really good throw there. Put it right on the money in the face of some pretty decent pressure there from Westwood. Knocking on the red zone right here at the 20.
Sizatowski back in at tailback. Pagel comes onto the field here. Receiver at the bottom of your screen. A quick throw, a little slant pattern here. Castillo bounced off the initial contact and then picks up the first down. It'll be 1st and goal to go for Vista Ridge.
Another nice throw there just on a... You got to be tough as a receiver to take that. You know you're going to get hit. Take that slant, get that safety coming down on you.
They have almost chewed up half the quarter with this opening possession. Pagel comes in motion, sets up as an extra tight end to give here. Driving forward. Sizatowski able to pick his way down to the 6. And
looks like we have a official stop of the clock here.
But I'm not sure what for. It looked like the official was reaching to...
Well, and they reset the clock back up to 6:12, and then they started it.
And now whistles come in, and an official stoppage here.
Westwood with the timeout, looks like.
A lot happening for 2nd and goal early on here.
Just
certainly in wanting to get, like you said, Westwood takes the timeout, so you're backed up at 2nd and goal, 6 yards to pay dirt for a Vista Ridge team that has methodically not just driven the length of the field here, but has chewed up half of the quarter in the process on their opening drive.
Yeah, the opening drive, yeah.
We just came from a game last night where we saw a little bit of up-tempo. We saw some crazy shenanigans. This has just been methodical on the part of Vista Ridge.
Just moving it down 4 or 5 yards at a time.
The longest pass that Arno has thrown today was about 8 yards, and that's it. It has been right around the line of scrimmage for the better part of the afternoon. Of course, and as I say that, I think I've been reading our depth chart wrong. So, you know, it's actually Lasik who's at quarterback. Lasik looking, lofts, end zone, incomplete.
Well, the pass looked like it was there. Receiver had to make a solid effort to get to it, just couldn't hold on to it as it came down to the ground. He got his hands on it. He just never caught it cleanly, and then it came out before he got to the ground. Chance for the Warriors to get a stop here and force a field goal attempt.
They run the electric Castillo off the field. Pagel comes back in. They split out Sizatowski. They'll bring him in motion back into the backfield. And then across the formation. Lasik in trouble. He'll tuck it and run. There is a flag as Lasik is dropped well short of the goal line.
Looks like we're going to have a hold. This will be an interesting decision. Now, the scramble got down to about the 3, or they rolled it. No, they're gonna. Looks like rolling down at the 5, perhaps. No, they are going to mark off the hold. So Westwood will trade the down for the 10 yards, and Mr. Ridge will get that third down back. I think they figured, well, they got the ball at the 3. They're probably going to go for it. Let's see if we can push them back, take our chances from there. So probably the right call.
3rd and goal from the 16. Lasik with Sizatowski offset to his left. Tight end in motion is Keene. Snap. Lasik going short for Sizatowski. Sizatowski able to turn the corner, but he's only going to pick up 2. That will not be enough. Nowhere close for even a half the distance 4th down try. As that makes it 4th and goal to go. We'll see the field goal unit come out here.
That was a really good open field tackle there by Owen Kersey. I mean, that's a hard job for that linebacker to scrape over. He's got no help. And he's just one-on-one with that back coming out.
And this kick is good. Just made it from about 34.
Doinked it in. Bank shot. Bank is open. But, again, great play there by Kersey. He's scraping over from his linebacker spot. He's got a running back out in the flat. If he doesn't make that tackle, there's a possibility he might get to the end zone. But he did a good job of stopping it. Big hold on that drive, which forced Vista Ridge on a much longer third and goal. That's a bit of a mini win there for Westwood.
A little bit.
Forced a field goal. You give up, again, Vista Ridge marched all the way down there and got the ball to their 5-yard line and looking to get in the end zone, but Westwood stiffens on D and forces a field goal. So
I think the one thing, though, if you're going to be concerned if you're Westwood, it's that opening drive, just the opening drive, took a little over 7 minutes off the clock. Yeah. So in terms of this being competitive, Vista Ridge is going to be slow, methodical about it, at least given the opening drive as the indicator. It means if you're Westwood, you're not going to have a lot of opportunities offensively, so you will now then be forced to maximize them. Yeah. That raises the stakes, raises the pressure, and it lowers that margin of error that you can afford to have offensively if you're Westwood.
Yeah, correct. Westwood's got to make the most of their opportunities, and, it starts right here, and we've kind of had the theme with, kind of referencing the Austin High offense. They've got to be able to help that defense out, hang on to the ball a little bit, move it downfield. Obviously, you want to try to score, but I think at a minimum, knock out some first downs, burn some clock, kind of keep stay ahead in the field position battle. Give your defense a chance to rest a little bit. Their long 7-minute drive of defending.
Snap and a give here. Not much doing on first down for this Westwood offense. It'll actually go backwards. Yeah. It'll be a loss of a yard. So it'll be 2nd and 11 for the Warriors. Wade Allen had nowhere to go. We'll see what they draw up on 2nd down here as Charlie Fry was in motion. Wade's in trouble, dancing. Where Wade's trying to slide down, he'll lose another yard as he gives himself up. And that'll bring up 3rd and 12.
He just didn't have a receiver. First of all, he did a really good job to corral that snap. That snap came back pretty quick and to his left, and he reached out there with one hand and snagged it. Kind of throws the timing off a little bit, but Vista Ridge with good coverage in the back end. Thought Waits might be able to break it to the outside, but
Waits steps up, dancing, flings this one downfield, incomplete. 4th down.
Wade's did a good job of avoiding the pressure there. Was able to make an attempt to Asher David downfield. He had him open. I think he put a little bit too much underneath it. Vista Ridge secondary is able to get back and contest the pass and knock it down. So 3 and out for Westwood. Just the type of thing we were talking about they needed to avoid.
Punt is away. This will be fielded at the 47-yard line. A pretty solid return by Will Johnson, the sophomore, out to the 46 of Westwood.
Well, ideal field position for Vista Ridge here. Anytime you start off in plus territory, Westwood take the field with the pressure from the get-go, trying to defend this drive, defend a relatively short field.
I'll start in the pistol. Lasik will. Snap. Give to Spikes. Jonah Spikes trying to pick his way off the left side, and he'll pick up, give him about 5. Looks like they actually short him a yard, so it'll be a 4-yard gain on 1st down. Brings up 2nd and 6. A little early movement there, and there's the flags for it. That should be an encroachment call. Defender just kind of reached out and pushed.
Got right into the center. Although Westwood's arguing procedure, and it looks like they may get it.
Saying there was an early flinch. Jacob Brown was the one who initially moved.
They did call it offsides.
Offsides might be generous. He pushed. That's an encroachment call. Well, but it is the second time.
Yeah. Second one that this Ridge has got him with.
Pre-snap that hard count has fooled Westwood, and it has cost them 5 yards here and a lot more down the sideline. Touchdown, Vista Ridge.
He found a nice hole. He was heading to his right, cut up instead of bouncing it out. I think Westwood perhaps was looking for a hold on the play, but no flag on it. Found a nice hole and busted up right through it.
Kick is up, the extra point. Didn't doink that one. That one goes right through pretty easily.
Through, yeah. You know, so this is what Westwood has got to avoid. They Vista Ridge a short field. Vista Ridge comes right in and basically runs two offensive plays. They get in the end zone. So this is how games get away from you when you're the underdog facing a tough team.
2:23 remaining here in the first quarter. That drive much shorter for Vista Ridge this time around. Didn't quite take 7 and some odd minutes to get down there.
Best I can tell, it took about 30 seconds, maybe a minute.
Just a quick short drive. And right now Vista Ridge out in front. There's the setup. The kick is away. This one angling. That'll be fielded in the end zone, and that'll be kneeled down for a touchback. So Westwood will now take over at their own 25. First drive, a little bit to be desired. He had an early run, didn't get much, actually lost a yard. Cooper waits in, tries to take off. He doesn't get a whole lot either. He'll lose a yard, and then pusher, and Asher just unable to come down with it, so they'll try this again. First down and 10 to go. Wade Allen, the tailback in this pistol set. They'll give it to him. Allen going to try the right side this time. And Wade Allen, maybe a little bit more success to the right.
That's the first positive gain they got. Not much, but they got a yard on it.
So it'll be 2nd and 9 to go. Snap, quick throw out here into the flats. That pass caught. Able to slip free of one. Drew Norrell, the senior receiver. Well, there's a flag, and I think that might be a hold.
That looks like the early indication.
It would be a gain of 4 if the catch were to stand. Actually, it looks like they spawn him even more than that.
Okay.
Would be a first down.
Okay, I think maybe they're going to get perhaps a face mask.
That looks like what they're going to march off.
I thought I saw it was. I think it was on the defensive back that was being blocked. I didn't see anything on the tackle because where the flag came out. Nonetheless, a very nice pick up there by Westwood, and then added on 15 more yards. Put them just inside Vista Ridge territory now.
Snap, give to Allen. Allen picks his way forward, picks up a yard. Not a lot of running room right now for this Westwood offense. It's the 3rd run today that they've gone for a yard or less.
Yeah.
So right now, this Vista Ridge front doing a good job.
They're into that +1 to -1 range.
2 steps forward, one step forward, 2 steps back, 2 steps forward, 1 step back, depending on who you ask.
They're in a very narrow range.
They're going to motion Allen out of the backfield. Cooper waits against a 4-man rush, has time, layers one in there. That pass came out. Ball is out. They're going to roll it incomplete.
Yeah.
Was looking for Weston Franz, and he just never seemed to have clear-cut control of it. Brings up 3rd and 9. Franz would have been good for a first down had he been able to hold on to it.
Yeah. The pass was a little high, but that's one he's got to bring in. But I think where the ball was placed, though, it allowed that Vista Ridge defender to come in and start getting a hand on it before the receiver's able to tuck it away, although he's disappointed he didn't make the catch. I thought Waits could have also run there. He had some daylight to run.
Pistol sent, waits, looks, pressure in his face, layers one down the sideline.
There's going to be a flag.
There's going to be a flag on this one.
You could call either two things, either a holding or pass interference, and I think they're going to get the PI on it. Receiver was clearly being held, and then with the ball in the air, that becomes a pass interference.
Well, it is a much-needed saving grace.
Yeah, they were facing 3rd and 9 on that.
Waits comes back, another high throw, and this one falls incomplete as well.
Well, you got away with one. You get a tip pass like that in the secondary, and you just know that somebody's going to come up with it, but it falls incomplete.
Of course, you know the saying is, if he could catch, he'd be on offense.
That's right. That's right. That's right.
Of course, it doesn't matter as high as Waits has been putting some of these passes. They've just been so far out of reach for even his own guys. Give here to Allen. Allen slips free of one.
That's got to be a flag. Oh, gosh. They don't call a flag on that?
Wow.
I mean, that's a long way to maintain contact and take the ball carrier to the ground. I mean, that was clearly outside where the players have to stand. Okay, well,
They'll get about 4. Longest run for Allen on the day. Blitz coming, waits. It's picked up pretty well. Going for the one-on-one. It's caught. Got it. Touchdown. Westwood. With under a minute. Answers in perhaps the biggest way possible. Weston Franz.
Nice throw, even better catch on a pass that was contested. Well, that's how you answer. You know, you find yourself down quickly, 10-0, but you get the ball, you drive it back down 75 yards. They were the beneficiary of some penalties, but the penalties were good calls, and you got to take advantage of it, and that's what they did.
2 really big calls,
yeah.
I think, that help you get out of that. One, the face mask that gives you the new set of downs that allows you to move across midfield. Then the holding call that moves you into striking distance for Waits to layer one out. Keep in mind, Vista Ridge brought an extra man on that one. They brought that blitz. It was picked up pretty well. I think Westwood may have gotten away with a hold on it. But it gets picked up really well. It allows Waits just enough time to put that up in the air for the one-on-one.
Just enough time to let that receiver get down there and be in position to make the play.
This kick, another short pooch kick. This will be fielded at the 26-yard line. Evading 1, but not 2 on the return is Kieran Pagel. Been a pretty eventful first quarter here.
It certainly has.
It started out looking like it was going to be Vista Ridge's night. And we're all just here to see the show. And Westwood comes back, answers in a big way. And now Vista Ridge takes over, up only by 3. 28 seconds remaining here in this first quarter of play from the Kelly Reeves Athletic Complex. They'll start here. Lasik out of the pistol. Snap. Play fake. Lasik looking to the out route. Coming back for it is Pagel, and they'll rule that an incompletion. Brings up 2nd and 10. One of the first times, rare times tonight, that Vista Ridge has found themselves behind the chains.
Yeah, behind the chains, yeah. That was nice coverage there on the outside there by Logan Miller. Stayed right on that receiver and was able to contest that throw.
Give here to Sistowski, and not much doing for him. This Westwood defense ready for him that time. And he'll go for a loss of 1, back from the 31 to the 30. Brings up a long 3rd down when we come back here in the second quarter. It's a tight one. 3 points separating the Warriors and the Rangers, with Vista Ridge out in front. You're watching the Vype Live Network. Welcome back in. Second quarter getting set here. And it's 3rd and 11. Big 3rd down for this Vista Ridge offense. Lasik I'll take the snap. Quick little throw out here into the flat. And a hard hit for Sisitowski. He's indicating that he got a first down.
Oh,
and
no,
he would be wrong.
Yeah, he is way,
He is
well
way
off.
short of the
Well
sticks.
off.
He's been watching too much, I think, of NFL
Yeah.
Sunday, seeing everybody else do that.
Point, yeah.
You know, he did the same thing, and unfortunately, he looks up and he is 5 yards
He
shy.
is 5 yards shy of a first down. Cam Green with a really good tackle over there. Coming over from his linebacker spot.
This punt is away, fair catch signaled, and that is how Westwood will take back over. They will start at their own 38-yard line, so a good defensive stand.
Yeah, we've seen some kind of old man Mo has shifted from the Vista Ridge side to the Westwood side. We'll see how long they can keep them over here, but come back, they get that touchdown to cut the deficit 10-7. They make a really good stop on a 3 and out, and they get us set up with outstanding field position just inside their own 40. They haven't been able to do much running the ball, but they've been able to make some plays passing.
Well, and it seems that passing attack has started to open up this ground game here. Wade Allen able to pick up a pretty decent gain there, only about 3, but it's a nice little tone setter to get the drive started.
It is. You know, you've got to, the runs like that are kind of like body shots in boxing. You got to keep taking them. You can't just say, well, we're not doing anything in the running game. We got to abandon it. You've got to keep running the ball if you can.
Little play fake here for him. That pass high had to be, and it's intercepted. Huge interception by this Vista Ridge defense.
Looks like that was Carson Miller. He had really good coverage on Franz, but again, another high pass.
Well, and to his defense, it was Cochran up there who got his hands up and forced Waits to have to put it up and over his head.
Yes.
Excuse me, it was Creel. They're too deep. Has got me a little bit thrown off over here, okay? But Creel gets his hands up, and it forces Waits to have to put it up a bit higher than he would have liked to get over the head of the defensive end. And this pass completed from Lasik. Ball popped out late. Bounces out of bounds, so it will retain possession for Vista Ridge.
Nice throw there, nice catch, nice throw and catch. First down, but I talked about old man Mo. He is now starting to stroll back over to the Vista Ridge sideline.
Old man Mo, he's a fickle fella.
He's fickle, as we all know. He is fickle.
Pistol set here for Lasik. Spikes in the backfield. Receiver in motion is Deshaun Castillo. And a give here. Jonas Spikes met at the point of attack by Jacob Brown in the heart of this defense.
Did I see a late flag come in? I wonder if there's going to be a face mask. I thought I saw a late flag come in.
Well, they whistled to it like there was, and there it is. Face mask call. That's a big penalty to take if you're Westwood. It's been tough sledding for you offensively, and a Vista Ridge team that's shown they know how to chew up the clock and do it pretty effectively. You add on top of that some of the pass protection struggles, certainly the struggles running the ball, able to get enough of one to pick up 6 points, but you're still down 3, and now you're helping Vista Ridge be in position to extend that lead a little bit further. It'll now be 1st and 10 from the 17-yard line.
And it also comes on a play where you stopped them for no gain on first down. But you get the face mask.
Lasik's in trouble. Got rid of it way too soon. He got buried under that pass rush. Finn Cheney came on the blitz.
He got to him quick, and he just had to get rid of it.
Brings up 2nd and 10. And now whistles come in, and seems like they come from the Vista Ridge side.
I don't. It's not
sure what they're.
Are they putting time back on the clock?
They might be. Or they got in trouble maybe for starting it too early.
I think that's a second clock issue they've had tonight already.
It'll be 2nd and 10. And this time Spikes once again has nowhere to go.
Really good job on that edge by Westwood, kind of flatten them out and keep forcing them to bounce, and they were able to come out and make the tackle. No gain. Pretty much going to bring up a 10 and about the full 10 yards, maybe a little bit less.
Couple blades of grass less, but not by much more.
We'll say 9.5, although officially they've got them up as 3rd and 10.
Big 3rd down for this Westwood defense that has started to come alive here. Lasik will spread this out, and now whistles come in, and that'll be a timeout taken by Vista Ridge. Got to look to see how Westwood would adjust, and that will be Vista Ridge's first spent timeout of the half.
I'm not sure if Vista Ridge was now. Perhaps someone was going to step up, but for a second there, it looked like they were getting ready to have 5 people in the backfield. They weren't going to have a 7th person on the line of scrimmage.
Well, it might be that's what they saw and had to fix.
Yeah, they ran trips out here to the left, and I didn't see one of them that looked to be on the line of scrimmage. And in fact, we're probably at least a yard back.
So 9:18 remaining here in this first half of play. Big 3rd down for Vista Ridge and this Westwood defense. That, as we said, Westwood's defense has really kind of stepped up this drive. It's been the penalties that have done more damage. They'll empty out the backfield here this time for Lasik. I'll bring Spikes back into it. Lasik trying to get up the middle. Lost the ball on the way out, and all kinds of flags come in.
Well, is the flag going to be for a... Is the flag going to be for a hold, or do they get a face mask on the quarterback going down? Oh, they got the face mask. Golly.
So Vista Ridge had fallen on it. It was Jacob Brown. I thought initially they might get a hold on Brown the way he was fighting off to try and get to Lasik.
But then you saw the quarterback.
His head kind of got turned as Brown kind of swung his arm down.
Boy, that's a big one, too. I mean, you're getting ready to force a field goal at most.
And instead, you have now given Vista Ridge 1st and goal to go. Bring a man in motion. Lasik trying to throw the screen, and he'll just put this one in the turf. He's looking in the direction of Kieran Pagel coming over the middle.
Nice pressure there by Jacob Brown coming in.
Been calling his name a lot tonight for this Westwood defense.
Yeah. Boy, those 2 face masks just really hurt because they came on plays that you made.
Yeah.
I mean, where no gain on a rush, and then you're getting ready to drop the quarterback for a minimal gain and force a field goal, but you get the face mask both times.
Receiver in motion, the give here. Jonah Spikes able to slip through, and he's got the touchdown for Vista Ridge.
Well, a nice piece of running there on the right side. I thought perhaps Westwood would be able to stop him after a couple yards, but made one person miss and just darted up, got into the end zone.
Second rushing touchdown for Jonas Spikes tonight, as the extra point is good.
Westwood down 10 again after Vista Ridge takes advantage of that turnover. So now Westwood offense, chance to come back out and get on the board and get this thing back down to a one-score game.
Well, and it's, for Westwood, it has been really this story for both sides of the ball. Penalties.
Yeah.
Both offense and defensive penalties.
Big penalties.
And some of the worst times, right?
Yeah.
You talk about it, that you have defensively, you're bailing out Vista Ridge more than once on that drive. A couple of third down penalties that helped set up Vista Ridge in scoring position, in prime position across midfield. And offensively for Westwood, they had some of that on the last drive, but it's been the struggles in running the ball, struggles in protection that have not helped matters for the Warriors. And, of course, they've had a holding call go against them. Knocked off a nice long play at one point. This will be returned. Bobbing and weaving is Maps Mayes. And he will be stopped at the 15-yard line, and that is less than ideal if you were a fan of Westwood at home, which we assume you are. You're listening to us, not the Vista Ridge guys next door. But it's, if you're Westwood, you've now got, now the good news is you have time, which, believe it or not, the way this game was starting, I didn't think that you were going to have nearly as much of it as what you now have because of the way Vista Ridge approached that opening drive. Drove down the field, took off a little over 7 minutes. Their subsequent drives have been much shorter, as it'll be 1st and 15 here for Cooper Waits and the offense. And a give here to Wade Allen. Churns those legs, picks up a modest gain.
So they're going to give him at least 3 on that.
That's what it looks like. Maybe 4 out to the 19-yard line. So it's 2nd and 6. It's really a long 6. Snap, waits, comes back here to the near side for Asher David, and he'll get out to the 25-yard line. That should be good enough for a first down.
Yeah, they're waving the yardage crew down. Set up a fresh set of downs at 1st and 10.
First down.
Snap, waits, quick throw out here to the far side this time, and trying to pick his way forward is Wesson Franz, who had the big touchdown grab earlier. He'll pick up about 5 this time around.
Nice piece of blocking out there by Drew Norrell. Stayed engaged with his defender and allowed Franz to pick up 5 yards. And if you're going to do those receiver screens, you got to get your other guy out there blocking. That's what Norrell did.
Requires a lot of selflessness from the wide receiver room to run those. As they'll swing out Allen, another little bubble screen here, trying to get him on the edge. Wade Allen trying to reverse field, finally ducks his shoulder and picks up, they'll give him 3. That'll set up 3rd and 2.
Another nice block there by Norrell, this time on a peeling back a little bit to pick off the first defender that had a chance to make the tackle. Gave the receiver a little bit more room to run to get up, make it a 3rd and 2.
Big third down for Waits in the offense. They've got almost a jumbo package set up here. Waits looks far side, pass into the flats is caught. Franz again able to come down with it, and he will convert.
Right at the marker. That's a good awareness. Get beyond that first down marker. Turn that route out. Give Waits a clean look to get the ball out to you. Catch it, tackle, first down.
Yeah, they had some success taking shots downfield, led to the long touchdown. Here they do it again, and it's dropped. What a gut-wrenching drop that is. Had Norrell with Green in front of him. He had nobody within 5 yards of him if he had caught it.
Yeah.
And it falls incomplete, and Norrell, I think, a bit shaken up.
He kind of landed a bit awkwardly. I'm sure he's also disappointed with the drop. Boy, I thought he had earned that with some of the blocking he had done this drive. But boy, you got to be able to finish those opportunities. That would have been 6 in all likelihood. Nice play design. They slipped him downfield from the slot spot.
Send in Mace, and then they'll just turn and give it over to Allen, who will pick his way forward. Doesn't pick up much. He'll only get about 3 yards. That brings up a long 3rd and 7 to try and convert. Ryan Edson, the tight end, comes off the field. Franz and David set up to the far side. Near side here is Norrell, pass, high throw, but it is caught. And what a shot that Cooper Waits took. But way to stand in and deliver.
Yeah, that's a tough throw to make. You're throwing it right into where the pressure's coming, but you've got to stand in there to make a good, accurate throw, and he does. He gets it out to Franz, who, again, gets just beyond that line of scrimmage, sits down, goes up, makes the catch. Keep this drive moving.
Snap, Waits.
They got him.
Looks off the little screen and then comes back over the middle for Norrell. And that is another first down for Westwood, who is driving.
Yeah, well designed. They showed that just that little dump pass to the running back, but then Waits turned, looked upfield where Norrell had gotten to the middle without any coverage. Vista Ridge defenders were focusing on that running back in the backfield, looking to get the short swing pass.
They pulled Asher David off, Mayes back in, as Wade Allen will pick up a yard. And Westwood fans want a penalty on that one, as whistles came in and still that play seemed to go on before Allen was unceremoniously thrown to the ground.
Yeah,
second and 9.
You know, I get sometimes a ball carrier gets pushed back, whistle gets pushed back a little bit more, but that was a hard push shove to the ground.
Yeah. Allen had to roll back to his feet. As here's Cooper Waits, all kinds of time, taking a shot for the one-on-one, draws a flag, looking for Franz down the sideline.
Well, that was the second time in a row. I mean, they're just hands on him for the last 10 yards of his route. That was going to be a PI all the way.
Jason Franz trying to fight his way back in. I don't know where I got Jason Franz. Weston Franz. I'm sorry, folks at home. Out of the gun, waits. We'll just quick dump off here. Allen doesn't have much, loses a yard. Brings up 2nd and 11.
Westwood doing a nice job moving the ball down here again, trying to answer that Vista Ridge score with one of their own. Inside 3 minutes to go in the second quarter.
Waits, comes back, fires for Norrell, and it's incomplete off the play action. Brings up a long 3rd now.
Throw was a little high, but that's one that Norrell, he's kicking himself. He didn't come down with it. He had inside leverage. Been a bit of a tough drive for him catching the ball. It's a couple of big drops there, 2 big drops.
Asher David comes into the game now. Out comes Norrell. If you're Westwood, best case scenario, obviously you convert, keep drive alive. At the very least, though, you need to at least get half of this to be able to settle for a field goal, make this a 7-point game. Waits wants it all right now, though, and a little push gets the touchdown. Maps Mace able to pull it in. And Westwood with a big answer.
Well, you can see at the start they had single coverage down here at the bottom. I think the Vista Ridge defensive back wanted perhaps some offensive interference, but it didn't look egregious. Nice throw to the outside, dropped it over the defender. And again, we're back into just a 3-point game.
Like you said, I think Vista Ridge from the defensive back to the sideline, I think was hoping. To me, it certainly seems like Mayes and Westwood maybe got away with one. To me, it's the push off at the end, I think, to kind of give that separation. Of course, if anybody's followed collegiate football in the NFL, one of the best to do it and always get away with it, it seems like DeAndre Hopkins was one of the best at that he could push off and gets away with it. It's just nobody would flag him for offensive pass interference. He always managed to do it just right, just enough to get the push off without it being exaggerated to draw a flag. And for all the years he's been in the league, somehow defenders never figured out how to sell it to get the call their way.
Yeah. Also helps he's a big guy.
It helps too. That's true. A lot of range, a lot of length to him. Calvin Johnson, another one like that. It's a little bit of an onside kick, and Drew Norrell was the one to come up with it.
He catches that one.
Well, that one's a little bit easier to catch. He had to slide. It's like the slip and slide that you rent for your kids, 5-year birthday party or something. That he just went sliding across the turf to keep it in bounds. And now you talk about that old man Mo.
He's back on the.
He's back. Come back over to Westwood over here because now
sprinted over to the Westwood side.
Westwood has an opportunity to put up 14 unanswered.
Take this lead going into half. I'll say this for now. He's dropped a couple of very good catchable passes on that last drive. He blocked very well. He did make one catch, but then he goes out and he catches a pooch onside kick that's going away from him, end over end, diving to the ground.
Waits out of the pistol. Snap, looks, pocket collapses, somehow gets away, still on his feet, and he'll finally duck down. It'll cost him a yard. Could have been a lot worse.
Boy, they had that play set up too. They had Norrell again breaking inside on the post open, and just as I think Waits was probably getting ready to deliver, he had Vista Ridge defenders that were rapidly closing in on him, so he just had to pull the ball down and make the most that he could. In this case, a loss of one, but that'll take us into the the 2-minute timeout. So pretty exciting really exciting first half. Good game so far.
You look at it, and it almost feels, I don't know who it goes to. Certainly it seems like Westwood wanted to run the ball a little bit more than what they have. I don't want to say that they've abandoned that, but they've certainly gotten away from it here and have opened up this passing game, the aerial assault on Vista Ridge now. Vista Ridge, to the flip side then, as an extension, and maybe this is Vista Ridge's game plan, they got away from it too, thinking they had an opportunity to kind of run away with things, which is they had a long, methodical drive to open up the night. Since then, they started scoring in rapid succession. They had a couple of touchdowns. And it almost seems like it's opened up the door for Westwood to go to the passing game, put the air back into the ball here, and go to the chunk plays down the field. We'll see what they bring up here coming out of the 2-minute warning. Snap. And Waits wants it all again. He looks for Mayes.
They're going to throw a flag.
They are. Mayes never quite got loose.
And that defensive back gave him a little bit of a shove at the end, and I will say credit to the receiver on that. Who was that number?
That's Max Mayes.
He did a really good job of kind of selling that push going to the ground. There was an extension of the arm by the Vista Ridge defensive back, and I think that's what really prompted the official to go ahead and reach for the yellow flag. Big play there, 15 yards.
Kevin Jupe, the senior corner, was the guilty party that helps out Westwood that much more. Down 3 on senior night, but knocking on the door from the Vista Ridge 24-yard line. Here's Wade Allen with a crease. Allen still driving. Wade Allen's got a first down, or at least close to it.
Yeah, close to it.
Looks like they spun him just shy.
Yeah, best run so far of the evening. I was going to say, credit to Westwood. I know they've done a little bit more passing on that last drive, but they have kept trying to run the ball and softening up things a little bit, and it kind of paid off on that play.
Snap, waits to throw, has time. Long.
That should do it. Get the first down there.
He's able to churn ahead there. So it'll be 1st and 10. That keeps the clock rolling. We'll get you down under a minute. It'll be 1st and 10 from the 13-yard line. Snap, waits, going to the end zone. Again incomplete, looking in the direction of Drew Norrell.
They're definitely taking shots on the outside. I think they've found that they can win some matchups here on the outside with these Vista Ridge corners. Certainly Franz has had success on his side. They've been able to draw some, not only make some completions, but also draw some PIs.
So handoff here to Allen on 2nd down. And Wade Allen's able to pick his way down to the 10-yard line. And Vista Ridge.
Vista Ridge called timeout, or
that's
Westwood?
what it seems like, because I see the coach out there and the line judge come walking out. And definitely looks like it's a Vista Ridge timeout taken. They're going to reset the game clock here a little bit too after that. So it'll be 3rd and 7.
I think right here, I think what you got to do with the quarterback, first thing is just remind him to be smart with the ball.
Sure.
Okay, if the throw's not there, just launch it out of the end zone, get rid of it, whatever. But let's take care of the ball. Okay, we do want to try to make a play, but let's not force something. We've got a chance here at a minimum to get out of here with 3 points and and a tie ball game going into half. And then from there, let's see what we can set up and try to make the play. But let's take care of the ball.
So Vista Ridge will have 1 timeout remaining. Westwood still has 2. They put a few ticks back on the clock here. 41 seconds remaining here in the first half, with Westwood trailing by 3. Cooper waits, looks to the end zone, caught it! Asher David for 6.
Boy, they're also working that skinny post, that kind of that slant, finding success there. And all of a sudden, Westwood's got the lead. 38 ticks left on the clock here in the second quarter. Really good first half. They kind of shook off that long first scoring drive, which resulted in a field goal for Vista Ridge. But
snap, good hold, and an excellent kick to add to it. Joshua Jack delivers the extra point to put Westwood up by 1. 38 seconds remain.
I think if you're Westwood, you're feeling pretty good about the way you're playing. You've erased 2 double-digit deficits here in the first half to not only draw to within 1 score, but now to take the lead.
Yeah.
And obviously they're looking to hold off Vista Ridge here for these final 38 seconds.
Well, and now
really good solid first half for them.
And to your point, the other aspect of it is too, Vista Ridge can only stop the clock once with these 38 seconds left. And to add on top of it, Westwood gets ball to start the third quarter. Talk about winning the middle 4 minutes right now. So far, they're on pace to do that. It's Deshaun Castillo. He's got a lane. Castillo still fighting. Castillo still driving. And finally stopped at the 48-yard line. I think the worst part about it is for Vista Ridge is he took off about 12 seconds trying to do that.
They did. That's right. Kind of blew some time there. I don't know if it was my imagination, but it felt like Westwood had a hard time trying to figure out who had the ball. Who had him? Who had the ball? He was always...
Who's on first? Yeah. What's on second?
I saw guys getting tackled that looked like didn't have the ball. But, we'll see what Vista Ridge... Now, they only have 1 timeout left. They do start up right near midfield with 26 seconds to go.
They need 52 yards. Lasik dumps it underneath. Castillo dropped it. Brings up 2nd and 10. Only now 21 seconds remain in the half. The good news for Cameron Lasik is it stops the clock. Lasik will look. Quick throw here to the near side. Gets out of bounds. Nice little quick clock stopper there. As Johnson able to pick up about 5 yards. 3rd and 5. Lasik has hurried back to the line, trips to the right. I'll snap it. Lasik looking, steps up into the pocket, trying to buy time. Backs up and throws this one away.
Nice coverage in the back end by Westwood. Finn Cheney chance to come up from his safety spot to force the incompletion.
10 seconds remain here on the clock, and Vista Ridge will punt it. They'll wave the white flag here at the tail end of the second quarter.
Westwood keeping their defense on the field. They don't even have we'll see if they run somebody deep here. They do have, looks like Norrell back near the
it looks like
30.
They just ran him out there real quick. This punt is away, and it will bounce and roll to a stop. It'll leave 1 second remaining. where I imagine Westwood will just
take a
knee.
Yeah. Take a knee and take a lead into halftime.
Well, we talked about coming into this, at the top of the broadcast, that Vista Ridge has a lot at stake here. Their playoff lives hang in the balance. Westwood playing for pride, playing for these seniors and these fans who have come out in support of them here tonight. Well, right now, the way things have gone, you'd think it's Westwood who has a playoff berth at stake, not Vista Ridge, just the way this second quarter in particular has gone. It has been all Westwood here in the second. As they'll kneel this down to kill the clock.
Yeah, if you're the Warriors, you gotta feel really good about going into halftime. Okay, like you mentioned, the first thing is coming out of halftime, they're going to get the ball. Okay, but again, I think it's huge. You're down double digits twice in that first half. You not only erase those double-digit lead deficits, but you take the lead going into halftime against a pretty solid Vista Ridge team that is playing for a lot, and so Westwood, that'll be a bit of a happy locker room at halftime. Of course, coaches on the meantime, they've got to say, okay, look, we're halfway through this thing. We still have 24 minutes to play to close this thing out. So let's stay locked in and close this deal.
Westwood comes in and it starts out, took them a little bit to get going. The offense seemed out of sync very early on.
Yeah.
Defense doing what they could, but they gave up a long 70-plus yard drive, ended in points. Then as this game has continued to wind on, a couple of quick scores from Vista Ridge seemed counterintuitive almost to what their initial game plan was at the start of the broadcast. Now Westwood has really just taken this drive on, put a clinic on really in the second quarter. I mean, you'd think it was a 7-on-7 game as opposed to 11-on-11. The pass rush for Vista Ridge has been almost essentially mitigated.
Yeah, it has.
I mean, and it's not for lack of trying. They've been bringing some extra guys.
Yeah.
Credit Westwood's offensive line for picking it up as well as they have and giving Waits time to take shots downfield, pick up some penalties, and pick up some nice chunks of yardage.
And again, I think you've got to give some credit to the Westwood offensive staff. They've continued to run the ball, attempt to run the ball. It hasn't always looked pretty. It hasn't even been sometimes mildly effective, but it's just been enough to – they started picking up some 2, 3, 4-yard gains. They had a couple of bigger gains there late in the half, but it's had an effect on softening up that Vista Ridge defense where they've had to honor the run a little bit, and it's left some room on the back end and the secondary open for Westwood to exploit, and that's what they've done, both on the outside, not just on the throws to the outside, but they've really worked the middle of the field and had some good success.
Yeah, and I think, to the larger point to what you're referencing, it's that Westwood has been adaptive in their game plan. They started out seeming like they wanted to run the ball.
Yeah.
Now it's turned into they've done really well shifting that focus, going through the air, and then still just kind of working in a little bit of ground game here and there just to keep the defense honest, and in the hopes that maybe in the process they've softened up the defense through the air. That'll open up that ground game as well. It's going to make for an interesting second half. You talk about Coach Belichick always talked about waiting the 4 minutes. Well, Westwood, it seems, has won the first half of that. We'll see if they can win that middle 4 minutes or that middle 8, as it were, between the second quarter and the third quarter here. We'll see what that yields as Westwood will get the ball back to start in the third quarter. We'll step aside. The Vista Ridge Marching Band will take the field, followed by Westwood here on the Vype Live Network. You're watching Westwood football.
Yeah, well, this is like the junior high, elementary team. welcome your Westwood Warriors!
Welcome back in as we get you started here for the third quarter play. You know, nothing I think cracks me up more when the halftime rolls around and everybody feels the need, and I guess it's to get your money's worth, but we have to reinflate the inflatables for you to run back through, even though we're watching you fill the end zone and do your warm-ups to then run back through the inflatable or the light show if you're like Travis or Westlake or whatever you're doing. And, you know, it's just, I mean, get your money's worth. You paid for the great big inflatable.
That's right.
But, you know, but at that point, if you're going to do it, just have the cheerleaders make 2 banners and let them run through and tear another one just for the sake of it at that point. I mean, you know, when we did it, you ran through it once. You came back out, you stretched, and that was it. We just, you know, you reset, here we go. There's nothing else to run through.
Yeah. Oh, I remember back in the day, you'd have that those big paper ones.
Yep.
You have to unroll them, and hopefully the wind wouldn't.
Wind wasn't a problem, and then you tore through it, and so there's now shreds of paper
shreds of
across the
paper,
paper.
yeah.
You know that you have to worry about
That's right.
and deal with.
And then that evolved to the thing that you could run through where it was kind of split. And you could
Yep.
just reuse it.
Yep,
You didn't have
exactly,
to make it every week.
Of course, then the players kind of went out of their way to try and
To try-
destroy
yeah,
it.
exactly,
just to
yeah.
have fun with it. Speaking of having fun with it, we're having fun here tonight as Westwood and Vista Ridge in a close one, and Vista Ridge trying to create some kind of return. Maps Mace will bring this all the way out to the 20. Ran a long way to get to the 20, and there is a flag.
There's going to be a flag.
That's going to undo a pretty decent return. I mean, Maps Mace, I know he gets to the 20-yard line. He started from the 1. He probably add about 10 more yards because he started from the far side and ran in this long arc.
Yeah, he ran probably from the opposite numbers to outside the numbers on the other side of the field, and that right there, probably my best guess is upwards of 35 yards. Then you get up to the 20.
20-yard gain that's now going to be mitigated by a penalty and undone.
Well, and the problem is that when you come that far across, you've got angles created for blocks in the back or holds, and that's exactly what happened. It's sort of like when a running back, the play's supposed to go inside and they bounce at the outside. And literally that offensive tackle grabs that jersey of that defensive end on that bounce.
It'll be 1st and 10 for a Westwood team that is playing with their first lead of the evening, and they start with a quick screen to Drew Norrell, and he's able to pick up a new set of downs, it looks like. At first, it seemed like they marked him short.
Yeah, I thought he was short.
About a yard, but they give it to him.
Nice piece of running there. Just made the catch, cut inside. He had to block it to the outside, but he had an alley inside. He took it and got upfield for the first down. So, nice start there by Westwood.
Stay in this 4 wide 2x2 set. They give it to the tailback, Allen. A little misdirection there, trying to catch the defense sleeping there, and they'll pick up about 3 yards.
I feel like he's had a lot of 3-yard runs, which is it doesn't seem, it's not sexy, but it just kind of works. You get it on first down, and you've got something manageable over the next 2 downs to try to get that first. So
Wade 3-yard Allen, is that what we're going to start calling him here?
3 yards in the cloud it does, but he's running hard. He's running hard for sure.
Another snap here. Waits coming back, a little comeback route here, and it's going to shake a tackle. It's Franz. Weston Franz able to get out to the 40-yard line, and that'll be a first down for the Warriors.
Franz has had himself a very, very good game thus far. Big first half.
Started with that long touchdown contested grab for 6.
Yeah, they have not had a solution for him. He's made big catches downfield. He's drawn pass interference downfield.
They give it to Allen. Allen's got a crease. Allen dragging a defender out across to the 45-yard line. They'll give him 5. Allen, I'm sure, is kicking himself. If he could have broken free of the ankle grab, would have had a lot more than just what ultimately ends up being a 6-yard gain. 2nd and 4 from the 45-yard line. Waits, goes right back to the hot hand of Allen. Allen with a lane, and he's got a first down. And so Westwood right now, Paul, you mentioned it in that first half. The idea of Westwood using the passing game to open up the running game instead of vice versa. And so far now in the second half, it's working. That running lane is much more room for Allen.
Yeah. They've continued to try to run it, obviously using the pass to set it up a little bit more, make it a little bit easier.
They go to the air again. Just another quick comeback route on this near side, right at the sticks. And Franz continues to churn out. Yeah. He's a chain-moving machine right now for this Westwood offense.
He is just working it. He goes just beyond the the stick. Cuts it out to the outside, and a nice delivery on the pass there by Waits.
It's almost like drawing a 4 with his route stem.
Yeah,
He comes
yes,
up,
yeah.
comes back, and then cuts underneath the defender. Here they're going to go up top for Norrell, and this is overthrown by Cooper Waits. Sails over the head of Norrell, who was one-on-one.
So they've done a nice job. Again, sometimes you just have to kind of keep forcing the run. And again, to reiterate, I know 2-3 yard gains are not sexy, but eventually they start to extend to 4 and 5 yard gains. That's kind of what we're seeing here.
Another little quick screen to the far side. That's a nice chunk of change here for the Westwood offense. It's going to be a gain of about 12. This time it is Norrell. He's able to pull it in.
Well, I'm gonna say this for Waits. He was a little bit high on some throws in the first half. He had a good, solid first half, a little bit high. I'm gonna say right now, coming out in this third quarter on this drive, he is what we call absolutely dealing right now. He's putting balls right on the number of his receivers.
Waits, looks, comes back, and this one off the fingertips, incomplete. This time looking in the direction of Maps Mace.
And that was another one right there. That's a pass that Mays really needs to come down with. That would have been a nice pickup. He might have been able to turn it to the outside and get the first down, but the ball goes off his hands.
Long second down, one of the few drops here in this third quarter. But Westwood inside the 30. They're going to motion out Allen, get him moving out in space. Wade Allen down the sideline inside the 15.
That was the timing on that was really good. I mean, he sent Allen in motion. He got the snap. Ball came out of Waits' hands immediately, and he hit Allen in full stride. He never had to stop, never had to turn. He was able to catch the ball in front of him and go. Westwood might have gotten away with a little bit of a hold on that inside block, but then Allen did the rest.
So the comeback set up in the pistol. And again, Wade Allen this time punches one in for a Westwood touchdown. Wade Allen on his senior night. And now whistles come in. And I didn't see a flag.
No, I didn't see a flag, and they're.
Oh, we have a player down here.
Oh, okay,
on this near sideline, like he's getting stretched out. Looks like it's just a cramp.
Well, it's Allen.
It was Wade Allen.
It's Allen.
I guess they had to stop it for him to get off the field, and now they need to get him kind of, I guess, out of the tackle box, and he is limping something fierce. Would be a major blow to Westwood with the way that Allen has picked up steam here.
Boy, that was a big drive for him.
In this third quarter of play, this kick from Joshua Jank, the senior.
No good.
No good. Just pushed it wide to the right. So now Westwood, coincidentally or not, now has a 10-point lead over Vista Ridge.
Yep.
After Vista Ridge opened up with a 10-point lead.
Yeah. I mean, and if I'm not mistaken, that's 20. That's 20 unanswered points that Westwood now has put up on Vista Ridge. And if you're that Vista Ridge sideline, I don't know what was talked about at halftime. I can only imagine the coaches were stressing, like, fellas, we got 24 minutes to get. If we lose, this is it.
Yeah.
We've got a chance to make the playoffs. We've got to win the second half. And I'm going to say Westwood really took it to them. I mean, remember, that was a drive that started at the 8-yard line.
Right.
And they mixed it up with some short passing.
Couple of chunk plays down the field. Couple of long runs.
Running
like
the ball.
you said. I mean, it was all hands on deck on that drive, and another short kick takes a Westwood bounce. I think Vista Ridge fell on top of it, but another near disaster moment for Vista Ridge. Westwood got one of those in the first half that allowed them to take the lead.
Yeah.
But Vista Ridge does fall on top of it. They'll take over. It'll be 1st and 10 here with just about 8.5 minutes.
It's a big drive here for Vista Ridge. I mean, Westwood has got all the momentum. They're playing well on defense. They just came out on fire on offense there and just kind of exerted their will on the Vista Ridge defense.
So snap here. Lasik looking, fires a seed, and it is broken up. Well defended by Drew Norrell. He's doing double duty tonight.
He is.
Well, we talked about at the top of the broadcast the importance of a couple of the games going on in the area. You know, we talked about how Vista Ridge, for their playoff chances, need Round Rock to fall to Vandegrift. Right now, Vandegrift does lead. It's a lot closer than folks might think. 14-3, Vandegrift leading. As a give here for Spikes, only gets, maybe even got back to the line of scrimmage. And then McNeil trails Hutto by 3.
Okay.
So Vista Ridge, things are going in their favor right now outside of this stadium.
Outside of the one thing they can control.
Outside of the one thing they need to control.
Yeah, and that's right, getting the win here. So
3rd down and 10 to go already for this Vista Ridge team that now suddenly, and for the first time, finds themselves trailing by 2 possessions here tonight. Down 10. Receiver in motion. Lasik comes back, fires. That one skips off the turf, and it's incomplete. That brings up 4th down.
Well, clearly we are past the point to where the underdog has reached the point of feeling supreme confidence right now. That's what we're seeing with Westwood, and it's something that coaches of favorites talk about. Look, you can't leave a dog in the game because eventually they realize that they can win it.
Right.
And with that, you get that confidence growing.
They were just able to get that punt away, nearly blocked.
But you get that confidence growing, and next thing you know, you find yourself as the favorite in a real dogfight, and they're playing hard. And I mean, Westwood right now, they put up 20 unanswered to this point. They've got a chance to stretch this lead even further. They're going to have great field position just inside their own end of the field, inside the 50. And right now, Vista Ridge, I'm not sure they know where they can attack this offense of Westwood, because Westwood is doing things both on the ground and in the air. Right. And boy, if you can't take away one of those things, you're in trouble.
See how Westwood plans to attack this. They're at midfield, great starting field position at their own 48-yard line off the punt. Waits, swings it out. They'll go right back to the hot hand. Wade Allen, who limped off earlier, comes back in, picks up about 4. Was a little slow to get up.
Yeah. I can't tell what he's battling, if it's maybe a little bit of some cramping or
if he pulled something,
but
kinda, maybe strained something. A bruise could just be as simple as a bruise.
But again, another nice throw from Waits. That's 2 in a row. He's really hit.
This time they'll hand it to Wade Allen, and Allen will just duck his shoulder, roll forward. Maybe got back to the line of scrimmage. Maybe actually got a yard. 3rd and 5. You talk about Waits. Early on, it just kind of seemed like he couldn't get into sync and just really struggled to connect with his receivers, putting the ball too high. And we talked about Westwood's ability to adapt as a coaching staff. They come back, they set up and say, hey, here's what we're going to do. Let's make the throws easier and just get him into a rhythm. And now that he's looked really good as a flag comes in, as Waits is forced to get out of the pocket. He'll pick up 2.
This is going to be a hold. I think they're going to.
I think.
Are they going to? Yeah, they're going to. They're going to march it off. I think the thinking is that they probably figured Westwood. The
Would
ball
go
would have been
for
marked.
it.
Yeah, the ball would have been marked at the Vista Ridge 45. Would have left them 3 yards on 4th down to get the first down, and probably Westwood would have gone for it. I would think. You're an underdog last game of the season. You're not. There's no hope for the playoffs. There's really nothing for you to lose.
Sure.
And now when you've got a 10-point lead, you're gonna. That's an easy roll of the dice.
Exactly.
It's really not even a roll of the dice. You're just like, okay, if we don't get it, we'll take our chances here on defense.
Well, and you've got yourself a 10-point cushion to go
Yeah,
with it.
yeah.
And now Westwood will take a timeout. Coach Derek Ward came in, flying in pretty quickly there to signal the timeout. Their first of the half. I know it's a little bit different in high school, but Paul, I got to tell you, I get a little nervous when I'm taking a timeout in the third quarter of what has been a largely close game.
Yeah.
If it was a little bit more lopsided, I probably wouldn't bat as much of an eye on it. This has been a little bit closer of a game, though. I won't speak for anybody else. It makes me tense up a little bit, though.
When you kind of blow when you blow a timeout in that third quarter, or of course with the 2-minute timeout,
you kind of get one back.
Yeah, you get one back. It kind of can alter things a little bit, but yeah, coaches tend to not want to expend those timeouts, particularly in either the first or the third quarters, trying to squirrel them away.
Sure.
But you're also at a point. Look, let's see if we can drop a good third down play and see if we can get this thing, keep this drive going.
They've got trips to the right, 4 wide. They'll just hand it off here to Wade Allen. And he'll lose 3 back to the 40-yard line. Don't think that's what you talked about drawing up a really good third down play call.
Well, and I think what they were probably trying to do, look, let's see if we can catch them off.
Right.
And they had really soft coverage to their side of the field, and if Allen were to maybe able to break that tackle, he might have had a little bit of room to run and maybe give them a short 4th down, but it was a great play by the Vista Ridge defender.
It's the pro and the con of being the head coach, right, is part of it, or the play caller, decision maker in that instance, right? On the one hand, if it works, you look like a genius, right? If it doesn't, you end up looking a little bit more out of draft day as the decision to return the punt. Not a good one by Castillo. He is tripped up, dragged down right away at the 22-yard line. That's where Vista Ridge will set. If it works, you look like a genius.
Yeah.
Everybody's singing your praises. If it doesn't work, to quote draft day, you're a donkey.
Yeah, that's right. They're like, why are you running the ball 4th and 15? You got no gain.
Yeah. Like I said, and sometimes it works, right? You'll call the draw play, kind of fake the pass, and if he breaks it off and picks up a really good game, then that's a different story as Vista Ridge takes over here. It'll be 1st and 10. They'll motion receiver into the backfield, kind of that whip motion. And the give here to Jonas Spikes.
That was a nice piece of running there, pick up 6 yards.
Sets up a manageable 2nd and 4. You look up, kind of a blink, you almost miss it. Almost down to that 5-minute mark here in this one. As Lasik play fake, quick out here to the near side. That pass caught, and that is a 1st down. Courtesy of Will Johnson. A lot of seniors, on this Vista Ridge team. Johnson only a sophomore. And on the field. And able to contribute there, moves the chains. 1st and 10 out to the 35-yard line. Little pistol set of their own here for Vista Ridge. 2 tight ends to the right. 2 receivers to the top of your screen. Snap. Lasik has time, lofts this one to that far side, and that is caught. Stepping out of bounds, it's another 1st down for Vista Ridge.
Nice throw to the outside there.
Kieran Pagel able to pull it in. Out will come Gavin Brooks as well. He'll get substituted for. As Vista Ridge cross midfield for the first time this half, and a give will pick up about 6, nearly 7 on first down.
Mr. Ridge get things going a little bit on this drive offensively. Trying to cut in this 10-point deficit.
Down near to the 4-minute mark here. And a give. Again, Jonas Spikes. He's got it out across to the 30-yard line.
Another good piece of running there. Nice blocking on that left side.
Spikes moving the ball pretty effectively here. On the ground, Vista Ridge gone back to the ground game. Chewing up clock. Lasik, little shrug of the shoulder, steps up into the pocket, has room to run. Lasik to the pylon. Touchdown, Vista Ridge.
Well, he was looking right. The coverage was there by Westwood, but there was a lot of room out to the left. Lots of gaps in the pass rush, and he took advantage of it, stepped up in the pocket, and he saw that room to run, and he just cut it back out to his left, and nobody really close from Westwood able to get there.
Like you said, all kinds of room for Lasik as he's climbed the pocket. And the kick is good for Vista Ridge. They've cut it back to 3.
Well, it seemed like that's been the magic numbers, 3 and 10. Up 3, up 10.
Play the Powerball tonight, folks.
Down 3.
Down 10.
Down 10, that's right. But wait.
Back down 3.
Yeah, it's been a heck of a game so far. We got 3.5 left in this third quarter. Westwood had a chance on that last drive to open up the gap a little bit, and were unable to do so. Vista Ridge was a very nice job of answering to draw back to within 3. Setting up to be a pretty exciting last 15 minutes here.
Vista Ridge to kick this one away. And they will not try the short pooch kicks like Westwood has. Mace just plows into his own blocker, trying to push the pile forward, and he is stopped at the 21-yard line for Westwood to try and generate an answering drive here.
Well, he took a much shorter route to get to the 20 this time than last time.
That's right. Didn't have to run, an extra 15 yards to get the job done.
Important possession here by Westwood. I've seen their 10-point lead shrink back down to just 3. Certainly you want to kind of get out of this hole in terms of field position and then work from there.
We'll come back with another quick wide receiver screen here from Cooper Waits for Weston Franz. And he'll pick up about 5 yards on first down. It's a nice little drive starter, something we've seen a lot of here tonight from this Westwood offense.
They made a little bit more out of that than what I figured they were going to get. But again, credit to Norrell. I know he's had some struggles catching the ball tonight, but he has done a really nice job blocking on the outside of those screens. And again,
there was some miscommunication in the backfield. Waits somehow gets away, lost this one downfield, and it's caught. What a grab!
And there's going to be a PI. Now there's 2 flags. I'm wondering if they're going to get an illegal man downfield and a pass interference. Yes. And they're also going to get a.
Wait, I think it was a designed run. Honestly, because Wade stuck the ball out and he almost shook it at Wade Allen like you were supposed to take this, only to have to then step back, avoid a sack, and then find Weston Franz on the run. It doesn't account to anything, I understand, but
I thought I saw a flag come out also for pass interference, but I guess not. Now
I think they picked that one up.
Okay, well, I think what we saw I think was at least an RPO.
Sure. And then the illegal man downfield. This pass intercepted! Going the other way for 6! Cameron Peterzak with a soul-crushing interception.
Well, let's give credit where credit is due. That was one heck of an interception. The throw was off. Probably Waits' most inaccurate throw of this second half. But it was a great interception, and then he was able to stay on his feet and take it in for the pick 6.
The safety sat on it. They'd seen a lot of those little hook comeback routes tonight from Westwood. They set the safety underneath, and Peterzak makes a play on it to now give Vista Ridge back the lead by 4. Your other magic number tonight.
Yeah, that's right. That is right. So, well, momentum now back firmly on Vista Ridge's side, but as you said, he's
fickle.
He's fickle. So it would surprise me if he leaves one more time. We shall see. But Westwood at this point, they just sort of have to kind of get their senses back about them. Suddenly they've been hit with back-to-back touchdowns and have seen that 10-point lead go quickly to a 4-point deficit. Now Vista Ridge is going to have to kick off from their own 25. There was an unsportsmanlike penalty, the spiking of the ball after the pick 6. So they should be able to start off with some pretty solid field position here and see if they can get that offense cooking again.
Kick is away. And this will skip out of bounds. Mace does a really nice job, just lets that one roll. And so the procedure penalty will be enforced.
Going back to that illegal man downfield, the play right before the pick 6, you've probably have heard us talk about it before on those RPOs. If there's any real decided, let's say the officials are talking.
I was going to say they're discussing.
They're going to make them.
They're going to make him kick it again.
They're going to make him
so
kick
you have, and it's smart by Coach Ward. You have the unsportsmanlike conduct and then the illegal procedure. Say here, let's enforce it and make them do it again
at the 20
to help us. Get some extra starting field position. I mean, that's a net 5 yards that we're talking about.
Yeah, and now Vista Ridge kicking off from their own 20. So. Westwood hoping to take advantage of here. Even if they can get a decent return, they will have really good field position here.
You've got some really good skill position guys back there in Mace, who had an excellent return earlier tonight already. From the 20. Drilled this one. Dropped by Franz for Mace to pick it up. And Maps Mace able to get out to the 38-yard line. And that's how Westwood will take possession on the back of a couple of penalties after giving up the touchdown on the pick six thrown by Cooper Waits. And the must-win game for Vista Ridge and their playoff lives.
Yeah, get the ball out to I thought he got out further than the 36.
I thought he did too. But they've got him backed up.
Yeah. Okay.
I thought he got out to the 38-yard line, so take two of those away. Not maybe as good of a return, but still really good starting field position for this Westwood offense. From the 36, snap, give, Allen. Balled up initially, breaks free of
There's
one.
a face mask, okay.
And drives his way out to the 40-yard line, picks up 4 before the penalty is enforced, which would...
So that's going to be about a 20, almost a 20-yard gain here.
Tack that on to the end of the run. Wade Allen, his toughness, fighting through some kind of pain, not entirely sure what happened. Don't have the specifics, but he was limping earlier and is back running full tilt for this offense that is now spotted at the Vista Ridge 45-yard line.
That is a quick pickup of nearly 20 yards. Now set up inside Vista Ridge part of the field.
Give it to Allen. Allen bottled up. More hands around the helmet as he'll lose 2 and force 2nd and 12.
Allen to come off. He has not come off very much tonight up until he started looking a little bit shaken up after that touchdown run he had a couple of drives ago. Again, not quite sure what he might be dealing with.
Waits now off the snap, wants it all right back here. Incomplete. Was looking in the direction on that far side of Mace, I believe.
They were looking for a flag, but nothing.
It's actually Norrell, and he got turned around. He started inside, but the placement from Waits was trying to get Norrell to go back outside.
Yeah. I mean, there was definitely some contact. I don't quite know how catchable the pass was, but Norrell kind of got spun around himself, and that didn't help matters probably with the official. He didn't get a clean jump on the ball.
Well, and I think it took him out of being the possibility of that being a catchable pass. Yeah. As Waits will look, tries this again, and Waits is back to overshooting it. This one was high and too far out in front of the outbreaking Norrell. Brings up a long 4th and 12. And Westwood.
They're keeping the offense out there.
Yeah, they are. In comes Edson. Back in comes Allen. Off the field comes Asher. But they're set up like Cooper Waits may just drop kick this. And that's exactly what they'll do. Just kind of wanted to see, I guess, how Vista Ridge would play it. And this will be, man, for not being the go-to punter, that's quite a punt. That'll take a Westwood trying to kick it a little bit further.
Yeah, try to subtly get a little bit more.
I think you have to be careful about doing that, though. You could pick up a penalty for doing that.
Yeah.
Well, it'll be stopped officially at the 11-yard line.
And not a bad effort, though. Gets Vista Ridge back down. And about 44 seconds to go in this third quarter. Westwood's offense kind of started out the last couple of drives. Let's see if they can get something from their defense. Looking to get perhaps a quick 3 and out.
Vista Ridge is a pick 6. You got to think Westwood would like a turnover of their own as Castillo is spun down. Looks like right at the line of scrimmage. Brings up 2nd and 10. That does get that clock rolling.
Yeah.
Vista Ridge should have to snap it one more time.
Well, it looks like
actually,
game
maybe
clock
not.
is inside, but it looks like they're intending to snap it. A lot of moving parts on that last first down, but well defended by Westwood coming from the inside.
Play fake, Lasik just checks it down to Spikes, who is stopped at the 10, and the effort from Spikes will get him a yard, and that will take us into the fourth quarter in this one. Back and forth. This game has continued to tilt to both sides. 12 minutes remain. Vista Ridge has a 4-point lead and the ball. And third down when we come back. You're watching Westwood football on the Vype Live Network.
Ladies and gentlemen, turn your attention to the home sideline for the T-shirt cannon. Ladies and gentlemen, make some noise for your defense. It's third down.
The fourth quarter. 3rd and 9 for Vista Ridge. We come out of the break. And it's a big fourth down for both teams. Snap. Lasik has room and time. And a laser down the side. Out of bounds. At midfield, Will Johnson got behind the defense. And Vista Ridge converts.
That was a big time throw from left hash mark all the way across the field. Big time throw there. Great catch, but I'm going to say that was an even better throw.
They say stepped out at the 40. Snap here, give. And on his feet is Spikes. He's got it out to the 47-yard line of Westwood.
It's a first down, Vista Ridge.
And another new set of downs for the driving Rangers. Snap, Lasik gives it, Spikes. A little stutter step. Doesn't amount to much, though. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage. And nothing else. 2nd and 10.
Brown again on the stop.
He's gone quiet after a big first quarter for this Westwood defense. Play clock winding down. They're going to snap this inside 10 seconds. Vista Ridge going back to what they were doing in the first quarter. As this pass is high and broken up. Well defended on the far side. Dre Kiles, the sophomore corner. Able to get in there with the pass breakup, and that brings up 3rd and 10.
A dangerous pass there. He was able to drop it over the first Westwood defender, but then allowed that back defender to come in, get that pass breakup. Vista Ridge converted on their last big 3rd and long earlier in the drive. Going to get another timeout by Westwood.
Yeah. They're down to their last timeout now, not including the 2-minute warning, with 10:40 to go.
Yeah, and you know, I guess you obviously got to try to coach in real time and not worry too much about down the road. But the way this game has setting up here that
You're going to want one of those back
you
at
may
least,
want one
I
of those
think.
timeouts back. But right now having the right defensive call in on 3rd and 10 when you're down 4 is big. And Westwood staff thinking, look, it's worth it. Let's burn a timeout, make sure everyone's in place, make sure we got the right defensive play call in on the expected look.
Ladies and gentlemen, make some noise for your defense.
Big third down for both teams. 10:40 remaining. Vista Ridge up 4. And the snap. Lasik in trouble. Flushed out to his right. Still in trouble. Pass is intercepted. Kyles had a chance at one earlier. It's Trey Kyles down the sideline. And he's got it down to the Vista Ridge 32-yard line.
Wow, what a play. Vista Ridge quarterback flush from the pocket. Really good pressure by the D-line. Bit of an ill-advised pass. Tried to push it downfield. Kyles with a really nice interception and a nice run back.
Yeah. And he nearly had the interception the play before. Makes up for it this time around. And now Westwood is set up 1st and 10 at the Vista Ridge 31. 10:23 remaining in this one.
I thought he might take it to the house. He was one.
He got close.
He got close. If that last guy doesn't catch him, I think he bounces it to the outside the numbers, and gets home.
Waits,
He
shrugs
got
it
him.
off.
He
He
got
wants it
him.
all. It's Norrell. He pulls it in. Touchdown, Westwood.
They've run that same action. They send Allen out like it's going to be just a little bit of a swing pass, but you could see Norrell just breaking already inside. That's why we called it before the pass even got thrown. You see him breaking. There's no safety. There's no high safety over to help us because they're drawn in by that action in the backfield. And Norrell just makes he has struggled catching the ball tonight, but he makes a big one there.
Long touchdown throw, a 31-yard completion. Like you said, they fake the swing. Nice little pump fake by Waits to sell it, to freeze the safety.
Yeah, and he gets right behind him.
For the extra point is good, and Waits connects with Norrell for what amounts to our 3rd lead change on the night. Westwood back in front, 34-31. A lot of time left, 10:15 remaining in this one.
Well, regardless of the outcome, it's been a heck of a game so far. Haymakers being thrown everywhere.
10 points seems to be the cap on the biggest lead that you can come up with here tonight, because once you hit that 10-point threshold, it starts to swing back the other way.
Yep. But, boy, just the changes in momentum have just been stunning in this game.
Yeah.
I mean, it's changed quick. It hasn't been a slow-moving thing. And when it's gone to one side, it has gone to that side, and then just as violently returned to the other.
It's been pretty knee-jerk, like you mentioned. It's just been one after another, big play after big play. And you talk about football in November, this is what you would hope for, especially here towards the end of the season. Playoffs on the line for Vista Ridge. Pride on the line for Westwood, as here's a short kick. Fielded at the
Ball's out.
29.
I thought, no. My apologies. I thought the ball came out.
Close. Will Johnson came up to field it for Vista Ridge.
Ball spotted at the 35-yard line. 1st and 10, Vista Ridge.
So 10-13 remaining.
It's my understanding that Round Rock and Vandergrift are tied.
Alrighty.
And in overtime.
Certainly has merit for what is happening on the field before us as Castillo trying to get outside, and he's wrestled down as he crosses the 40.
Sean Castillo, the ball carrier. Tackled by Ken Olafson.
Picks up 6, 2nd and 4. Snap, Lasik going out to that far side. They will call that a catch. Ryan Wieland able to pick up the first down, moves the chains here for Vista Ridge. You know, we talked about Vista Ridge needing Round Rock to fall. That Vandegrift game now having merit, and it takes nothing away from the game in front of us here.
Yeah.
It's certainly, you know, Vista Ridge doesn't know those stakes might be changing. As Lasik wants it all, lays this one out. Wieland was too shallow, though. Ryan Wieland hit more of a crossing pattern,
Yeah.
and Lasik put it out there like he was supposed to getting more vertical on the route.
Matter of fact, Logan Miller had a better chance to pick it off than the pass
That's
be
right.
completed. He almost, I think he was running the right pattern.
A little bit too shallow on the post. Sets up 2nd and 10 on the overthrow by Lasik. And Cameron Lasik with 2nd and 10 in front of him. Play fake, little screen pass of their own. They're rolling that an incompletion. 3rd and 10. Pagel had to drop down to try and keep it off the turf, and he was just unable to do so.
Well, that ball looked like it hit the turf before it even got
Sure.
to him. Looking at the
It's not Canadian
play
football,
review.
otherwise it would have counted.
That's right.
The snap, here's Cameron Lasik. Little screen pass here for Spikes. Throwing to Spikes. Met quickly. Spins off the initial contact. But he'll only pick up 3 as he's stopped at the 49-yard line.
That was really nice pursuit. I thought there was a little bit of daylight there for him, but Avery Hilton came back from his rush to come back and slow him down before the rest of the Westwood defense was able to get to him, make the tackle for a very short gain.
Vista Ridge to punt this one away now. Just gets it off. That's a high punt. Hangs up there for a good while before it comes back down to earth and is stopped at the Westwood 29-yard line.
That was a nice job there by Mace as the punt returner. That was one of those really short punts, and if you're not paying attention, your blockers are right in that area where that ball's going to come down. And he didn't just wave people off; he proactively went up, make sure he cleared that area, and that ball fell really where no Westwood player really ended up being close to it, because Mays made sure he called everyone off, said, "Get out of there."
8.5 minutes in this one, and the leading Westwood Warriors get the ball back, and they'll give it to Allen, who gets stopped right at the line of scrimmage here. Brings up 2nd and 10 for Wade Allen.
Could be the drive of the year for Westwood. They could. This drive could go a long ways towards securing an upset.
Would be their 4th win on the season, 3rd in district play. Here's a snap from Waits. A swing pass here, bobbled and incomplete. A little bit low and a little bit too far out in front for Drew Norrell. Brings up 3rd and 10. And unfortunately for Westwood, it stops the clock. That helps Vista Ridge.
Yeah.
As opposed to keeping that clock moving.
This is where Franz has been able to, come up with the first down catch. Let's see where he looks. Well, he's rolling right away from him.
Waits, fires. He's got Asher David. That's a first down for Westwood.
So they rolled him to his right. I was talking about Franz. Franz was split out to the left, but Wade's rolled to his right. Had some pressure, but he was able to get outside of it. Asher did a very nice job getting downfield, and he just kind of sits. He finds a soft spot. He sits down. He's got his quarterback on the move. Quarterback needs just a good stationary target, and that's what Asher gave him beyond the sticks to get that first down.
Puts Westwood at their own 43 with the conversion. 4 wide, a 2-by-2 look, snap. Quick little screen here again, this time for Franz.
It's the first time they've gone back to Franz for a few drives, it seems. Another good block by Norrell there on the outside.
Tackle by number 0, Amari Jordan.
About a 4-yard gain there, it looks like.
Will be 2nd and 6. We're now down inside of 7 minutes. Here in this one, Westwood up by 3. Waits. Snap. Give. Allen. Is met quickly by Wade Allen. Despite being banged up earlier, able to keep those legs churning. Picks up 2 yards. I'll set up 3rd and 4.
Big third down here at this point of the game. Clock's going to be just under 6 minutes, probably when the ball is snapped. Westwood looking to extend their 3-point lead. Vista Ridge looking to get the ball back. Their playoff hopes dimming at this moment.
Pass incomplete, was looking back in the direction of Norrell.
Wow, he got a really nice block. A blitz pickup by Allen, but Waits just delivered a high pass to Norrell, who was open, and that was just a little bit too high and perhaps a little bit too behind.
5:50 remaining. They'll keep the offense back out there again, Westwood, before it looks like they'll maybe shift back to what they did earlier and have Waits just drop kick this. He does.
Oh, it's going to be a good one here.
It's a beauty. And it will take a Westwood roll inside the 5. Stopped officially at the 1.
That was nice. You could see that, the way the action that ball was doing coming off his foot. It was going to kind of hit and roll forward, and it did just that. Westwood with a nice job of getting down there and downing it.
Still a lot of time left for Vista Ridge. 5:37 remaining, down 3. And keep in mind, Vista Ridge, all 3 timeouts, they saved them for this round, or Westwood rather, has spent 2 of theirs, and you still have the 2-minute warning coming up.
Now, they do have 99 yards for a touchdown.
That's true.
Keep in mind, though, a field goal will tie it. Remember, Westwood missed an extra point, which is the difference right now.
And it's a long throw. Kieran Lasik hits a wide open Kieran Pagel, and he is gone. Touchdown, Vista Ridge. Kieran Pagel.
Well, they covered that 99 quite quickly.
Seemed like Fisher fell in coverage.
That's what it looked like.
And it just allowed allowed Pagel to just get wide open. You couldn't ask for him to be any more open than that. The extra point is good. And it's a 4-point game to the other side now.
Well, as we've talked about it, momentum has moved suddenly with urgency all game long between the two teams. That's just the latest example, and now that puts Vista Ridge up 4. This is where that missed extra point is big, because now Vista Ridge has the 4-point lead. Obviously, that's going to necessitate a touchdown for Westwood here.
And we've still got 5:24 remaining.
We got
plenty of
yeah,
time
yeah.
for momentum to swing back and forth
Maybe
at least twice more.
Yeah, that's right.
The way this game has gone, and especially as we get down to the waning moments. Vista Ridge will kick this away. This will sail into the end zone for the touchback.
Ball bounces to the end zone for a touchback. 1st and 10 from the 25-yard line.
And now Cooper Waits and this offense need an answering score.
Yep.
Need to kill a little bit of clock while they do it. They'll start at their own 25.
Biggest drive of the year for them right here. Field goal doesn't do them any good.
Start 4 wide, 2x2 set. Waits, snap. Quick fire out here. That's Maps Mace. Mace trying to cross field and working against the green, picks up 7. That'll get this clock moving again.
They've done some really nice work all night on those quick wide receiver screens. Getting that second receiver out there, putting them in good blocking position. They've been able to execute it, pick up 5-7 yards at a time on it, seems.
2nd and 3. Waits, give. Allen has a crease right up the middle, and he'll roll forward down to the 40-yard line.
Allen, and that's a Westwood 1st down.
First and 10 now from the 40. Waits, gives it. Wade Allen stood up initially, yet able to churn ahead for a yard. Imagine this Westwood offense is going to really start to slow things down here as they try to chew up this clock and orchestrate a scoring drive. Allen comes out. In his place comes Jesus Vasquez.
Kind of try to run your 4-minute offense.
Time ticking down here. Snap, waits, fires. That pass is intercepted. Dom Acevedo slid to the turf in front of it. And a costly turnover for Westwood. Salvation for Vista Ridge.
At least for now. I don't know if there was a miscommunication on the play. Clearly, the receiver and quarterback were not on the same page, and now not trying to assign blame to one or the other, but the pass went to a spot where somebody was supposed to be, perhaps, or went to the wrong spot.
It worked for Acevedo to get in front of it as Spikes gets the carry. Jonah Spikes into the 3rd level of the defense. Finally dragged down as he crosses the Westwood 35-yard line. And we do have Not one, but two Westwood Warriors down. Back at the Vista Ridge 45-yard line.
Looks like Brown will have to come out of the game because his helmet got taken off.
Colton Case is coming off the field, as is Avery Hilton. Hilton had a big play earlier. I think his ankle just got a little bit twisted.
Norrell will come back on.
Case, a little bit maybe more serious of an injury. I think holding at his backside. Not sure if it's a hip or what. We won't speculate too much at it. Clock resumes. 1st and 10 at the 35 of Westwood for a Vista Ridge team up by 4. Cameron Lasik makes some adjustments here at the line. They're going to let this play clock wind all the way down. There they snap it to give. Spikes tries to cut it back to the right, cuts back to the middle of the field, and picks up 3.
This is where the timeouts hurt. You've only got one timeout. If you had your full allotment of them, you could call one after each down. But
sure.
At this point, Westwood is pretty helpless. I'm a little surprised they didn't call one there. They've got 2 left. Now they do.
Now it seems like they'll take that timeout.
Yeah, boy, they let about 10 seconds roll off there. Or even more than that, I think.
More than that.
Yeah.
They let about 20 seconds go.
Yeah.
And now, maybe most importantly for Westwood, that's their 3rd and final timeout.
I think they need to add some time. Okay, 2:16.
There's scoreboard operators saying they've still got 2 timeouts.
They got 2 timeouts left. Yes, I noticed that when I looked.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they've used 2 of them. There's all 3 now.
But
I think I'm right. I will stand by that decision.
Yeah, I'm not disagreeing. They still haven't taken.
Well, now they
this
put
one off.
They put 3 seconds back on. It's reset back to 2:11.
Okay. Well, it had been reset to 2:16, and they took
right
down to 2:11. But they still have Westwood with 2 timeouts left, which I think we are a little skeptical of.
I think they're out of them.
Yeah.
I do, anyways.
Well, we'll see if they get a stop here and they call timeout.
I guess 2nd down. Give. Spikes has a crease. He's got it inside the 20.
Well, that's going to hurt right there.
That's a 2-minute timeout.
Yeah, going back to that last Westwood drive, just to kind of reset what I alluded to, Norrell kept going upfield. I don't know if Waits expected him to cut it off and turn in, because that's where the pass ended up being. But when you kind of see discussions coming off the field between coaches and players and so forth, I don't know if Waits put the ball where it was supposed to be. I think Norrell was running the correct pattern, or what was called, but again, I'm just kind of hard. We can't really officially tell. Hey, the ball should have been thrown here, or the receiver should have been there. At this point, it doesn't matter. It was Vista Ridge took advantage of the mistake and made what very well could be the defensive play that seals the game. We'll see if we can get a update on what's going on in Vandergrift.
Vista Ridge took the kneel down to get the clock started.
Looks like Vandergrift won that game.
Well, it's what Vista Ridge needed to have happen.
Yeah. Well, they're in victory formation, and they'll just be able to snap the ball and run out the clock. But you gotta give a tip of the cap to the Westwood staff and the players. They brought it hard tonight. They just weren't able to keep the momentum up in the fourth quarter, particularly. But really a tremendous effort. They gave it their all. They almost pulled the upset over Vista Ridge.
If Coach Ward really does have a timeout left, he's keeping it in his back pocket. I think he's out.
Yeah.
Please follow instructions of the bench staff. And be mindful of others while exiting the venue.
Backs up on the kneel down. They lost about 3 yards, 3rd and 15. Here's another one.
Looks like that's going to do it.
Yeah.
A great effort by Westwood, but Vista Ridge with 2 big interceptions, the pick 6, and then the one to stymie that last drive by Westwood and seal the game. And if our calculations are correct, I think Vista Ridge will move into the playoffs.
Yeah.
Just based on kind of our
discussion
discussion before the game.
Round Rock falls to Vandegrift. That should give, with the win here tonight for Vista Ridge, should catapult them in to the playoffs. They've got the head-to-head tiebreaker over the Round Rock Dragons. They'll end up with the same district record. That should advance them, but they had to earn it.
Yeah.
I mean, and give Westwood credit. It could have just as easily been for them to roll over in the face of this team. Just kind of come out, senior night, rest on your laurels, get your flowers, and call it a season. And Westwood didn't do any of that.
No.
Fought to the bitter end. And, Vista Ridge, maybe by the skin of their teeth, maybe a little bit closer than they would have liked for it to be, but they were able to survive and clinch a spot in the playoffs that will start next week. Give them all the credit that is due. That's a tough district to get into the playoffs in, too.
It is.
With Vandegrift, and their lineage and their state titles and accolades that they've picked up. And then, of course, you've got Hutto that has really come on strong as premier talent.
Yeah.
You factor all of that in. It's not an easy district to win. It's
it's a tough one.
It's probably, at least on par, with the district you and I are, unofficially a part of.
Well, I think this district is a deeper one.
Sure, 100%.
Than the very bifurcated, Dripping Springs, Westlake, Lake Travis dominance, and
then everybody else.
Yeah, and then everybody else. This is if you just look at the district standings, and you've got losses on the top teams from teams that are, kind of in the middle of the district.
Yeah.
So it's a deep district. There's the quote unquote bottom team stronger than the district that Austin High is in. Of course, congrats to Vista Ridge. Now I suspect, I don't know if they're going to go big school, small school, but either way, I suspect they're going to face a pretty stout opponent.
Sure.
Coming out of either possibly could be like Travis or Dripping or Westlake again. Just really kind of depends as to where they go.
And it sets up too, I think, just again, as competitive as it is and as competitive as it's been, anything can happen, even at the high school level. I know it can feel a lot more lopsided at times because you end up with such a disparity, between the different, high schools with, Westlake being bigger or smaller, like you said, the big school, small school dichotomy. as opposed to like college, where when you get down to the playoffs, you're all usually in about the same pool.
Yeah,
Have the same resources, so to speak. High school, it's a little bit different. Your resources may be spread out, for one reason or another. But it opens up the door for a lot of interesting discussion, opens up the door for a lot of interesting games. See that one here tonight. And again, tip of the cap to Westwood to make a game out of it. Had a chance at the end. But, Paul, like you said, that miscommunication there between Waits and Norrell leads to the interception that was able to seal the deal for Vista Ridge. By the way, we kind of glossed over it, which is Franz didn't get nearly enough targets in that second half for Westwood. It's part of it.
No, I would agree.
He was such a big part in that first half that you would think you would go back to him more.
I mean, literally everything they did at Franz in terms of getting him in the game was successful, whether it was getting PIs called, big plays in the passing game, simple first downs. I mean, everything. Sure. Every time they looked his way, it was a positive. And now Vista Ridge may have been. I didn't get a chance to really look at it closely. Vista Ridge may have been rolling extra guys to his side. And
sure,
really
they might have bracketed him.
But
it's hard to say.
But he certainly had a big game, and Allen played well, and Franz and
Norrell, I think, right?
Yeah. They had a good game there on the outside, but you look ahead towards next year. Waits comes back, Franz comes back, so they've already got at least a good starting point on offense to work with. But a great effort from them tonight. They just came up short.
So that will do it. Paul, you and I have had fun. We may get another couple broadcasts in for the playoffs on the NFHS, network. We kind of shift, over to them. They've got the UIL in hand. You're home for the UIL state championships and the UIL playoffs. It's the NFHS network. So write that link down, write that name down. A quick Google search will take you to it. Starting next week, all your playoff games will be streamed there.
It's here.
As state championships. It's here. Wow. It's crazy to think, too, just, even with some of the extra games that kind of get looped in that, we're able to pick up or whatever, filling in, like we said, tonight we come from the Austin High side of things, filling in for the Westwood crew tonight. How quickly just that season goes, and it feels like it just goes faster and faster every year, every time we turn around to do this, and you add to it. They've got Spikes out there leading the Vista Ridge Victory Jacks, I guess, as you would call them there. So that will do it for us. We'll be back next year on the Austin High side of things, as far as I know. My understanding is they want us to come back, so who am I to deny them the privilege of our company, Paul?
That's right.
So, well, that'll do it for us. Westwood falls here at home to Vista Ridge, who is playoff bound, 38-34, the final score. On behalf of our entire broadcast crew and our director of broadcasting, Merrill Bertrand, I'm David DeRoy, signing off on behalf of my partner from Paulie Longoria. Good night from Kelly Reeves Athletic Complex. We'll see you next week as the opening week of the playoffs gets started for the UIL. Next week. We'll see you then.